Hey everyone, so in today's video, I wanted to quickly jump on here and give you guys a look and a review at the new Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. As someone with dry skin, as someone that really likes skin-like makeup, I thought it would be good to put out a review and kind of give you guys a touch point and a look at how this has worked for my skin thus far. I really hope it does end up being helpful, and if it does, definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And I hope you'll subscribe. So this retails for $34 and you get 0.2 ounces in here. I personally have the shade Creme and there are 22 shades total. Hourglass tends to lean a little bit on the yellow side, so that is something to keep in mind. I would always recommend going into store to swatch. But this shade match is actually pretty good. I was lucky with this one. So Hourglass describes this as a full coverage concealer. It has a natural finish. It's lightweight and long wearing. And it also has a soft focus effect. It's going to blur any imperfections while also offering kind of like a light reflection property. When I was reading all of these claims, I was like, you know, sign me up. It kind of seems like what everyone would want in a concealer. Now, I typically don't go for a very full coverage concealer because they tend to be drying and they kind of suck all of the moisture out of your skin. But the fact that this has paired high pigmentation with like a soft focus effect, I was interested in seeing how that formula would play out. So very quickly to touch on the packaging, because I always like to give credit where credit is due. Hourglass packaging is like my favorite luxury packaging out there. This is a frosted plastic tube. It has a really pretty finish to the top of the applicator, and the doe foot applicator itself has a curve to it, so it's really easy to kind of dot under the eyes. It's soft, it's not too stiff, but as a whole, I just had to shout it out because I think it's really luxe and pretty. So let's first start off with the texture of this product. So when I first got it in the mail, I ripped open my box and I started swatching it out on my hand, and I noticed immediately that this is a very lightweight concealer. I was quite surprised by that because with a full coverage concealer, you kind of expect it to have a little bit more heft. And when I was spreading it out on my hand, I immediately noticed that blurring effect, and it looked very pretty on my hand, which, I mean, I have dry hands right now, so that kind of piqued my curiosity. The formula actually reminds me quite a bit of the soft matte concealer from NARS, except it's a little bit less emollient. You know, that's a potted concealer. You know, I'm really impressed with how lightweight this concealer is while being creamy. But as for the way that this applies to the skin, first of all, I would go in with just a little bit at first because this is absolutely a full coverage concealer. This gives quite a bit of pigment right away, so you really don't need much. What I like to do is just add a few dots under my eyes and really concentrate it in the area that I want to conceal. It blends very effortlessly under the eyes, and you will immediately notice that sort of soft blur that it has. Very pretty, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to translate under my eyes because I have like chronically dry under eyes, very like alligator sort of skin. Most concealers, I mean, even the concealers that people are like, that's so hydrating, even under my eyes, it can look very drying and apparent. This really airbrushes the area and doesn't look drying. Now, you have to prep your skin with this concealer though, at least if you have dry skin the way that I do. So I recommend going in with like a hydrating eye cream, and two, going with a primer that you know makes your makeup blend super well while also hydrating the skin. So I love my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base in combination with this product. You might be thinking, Amanda, why are you saying that you like it but also saying you have to do this, this, and this? I'm the kind of person that says, you know, there are so many makeup products out there, and if you have to work extra hard to get one to work, just use another product. But I think it's interesting that my inclination isn't to say don't try it out, it's make sure that you're prepping your skin the right way. Because I think that this formula is very special. That airbrush quality is something I haven't experienced with another concealer, and you do not need to set this concealer whatsoever. I'll zoom you in so you can see my under eyes, but there's really like no creasing. It kind of blows my mind. And if you do have dry skin like I do, you'll find that really refreshing, that you don't even need to bother with a powder, which, if I'm being honest, when I can just skip a powder in my routine completely, I'm happy. I don't know how they did it. This to me truly is like the closest I've gotten to a creaseless concealer that doesn't look awful under the eyes. I was wearing this the other day actually, and I'd done a bunch of errands. I was probably on like hour 6, and I pulled down the car mirror, and I was kind of expecting there to be quite a bit of creasing or just to look heavy under the eyes. And it didn't. I was very surprised by the way that this wears as well. You know, Hourglass says that this is a long wear concealer. They also mentioned that it's waterproof, but I can't attest to that. This is definitely a long wear concealer. The coverage will stay wherever you put it without it really sucking the moisture out of your skin. Now, that being said, when I was looking in the car mirror around 6, and you know, really when I'm just applying the product in general, this isn't a concealer for those of you that want to look like you're not wearing concealer. And you guys know me, probably if you're watching this video, if I can find a product that will offer me coverage but not look like makeup, I'm there. And I really, really love products like that. This one looks like makeup, and sometimes I think that that's okay. If I'm wearing like full coverage makeup and I want makeup that photographs really well. So I'm the kind of person that likes really dewy and fresh makeup on an everyday basis. So I don't think that this is my everyday concealer, but I appreciate it. And I think that says a lot that I can appreciate a formula like this. I think if you like more full coverage concealers, you want something blurring and will really be crease resistant, I would definitely pick up a sample of this or try it for yourself. It certainly is a very special formula. I will say one thing that I don't like, because I forgot to mention this, I naturally have darkness under my eyes, but really it's caused by the lack of volume under here. My eyes are a little bit sunken. I have these sort of tear troughs. And I think with this concealer, I notice them a little bit more. So I don't like that about this. But again, even though I'm mentioning some of the stuff that I don't like about this, like I don't like that I have to prep my skin extra well. I don't like that it looks like concealer, like it looks like makeup. And I don't like that I can kind of see the tear troughs. Despite all of that, I still think the formula is very special, and I'm going to keep using it. Being able to find my way how to work with this product has been very rewarding. Again, I just think that the formula is very special. So if you guys have any other questions about this product, I'm always happy to help. Definitely leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully see you in my next one.